Hey guys, it's Bea. Welcome to my channel, and today we're talking about Winter Palace, which I thought would be perfect with all the snow. Some of you may remember that last week during my review of Where Your Heart Belongs, I was wondering if we were even going to get snow because it was like 61 degrees. But yeah, we got snow. We had snow days all 5 days. So my kids got an extra week of winter break, which was exciting / like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do with them? So in this video, we're talking about Winter Palace, which premiered on GAC Family in January. It's their big winter movie, and man, did I feel the winter. I loved the aerial shots of the mountains and the trees and the little town all covered in snow. I was feeling winter vibes right from the get-go, and I was so excited about that. It stars Neal, Bledsoe, who was absolutely tremendous. It also stars the fabulous Danica, McKellar, who we haven't seen in a royal movie since Crown for Christmas over on the HALLMARK channel several years ago. Danica stars as Emily. She's a writer who's got some writer's block. Thankfully, her friend helps her by encouraging her to become a caretaker at a winter chalet that's owned by a wealthy family. Actually, it turns out once she takes the job and she thinks she's going to be there doing some nice quiet writing, the family shows up, and not only are they wealthy, they're royal. They're from the country of Concordia, which, if we look at this map, it's located between Blue Cross, Blue Shield, but just north of Aflac. That's right, I just did an insurance joke. You're welcome. The chemistry between Neal, Bledsoe and Danica McKellar was off the charts from the beginning. Primarily in like the way of comedy. I thought it was so hilarious how their first meet cute, he's standing on the other side of the door and she's trying to convince him that there are Army Rangers sleeping there to try to protect herself. It was so hilarious. The whole movie I thought was really funny. I wasn't surprised to find out that the movie was written by the team that also did Santa Stakeout, because I thought that was a funny movie too. Initially, he's there to work and to sell the chalet. He was writing a speech about trying to repair relations with the country of Ancadia, which, did you catch this, is the country that he was prince of in Christmas Carousel, which I thought that was hilarious that they decided to put that in there. We find out that Emily needs to help Prince Henry sell his chalet because it's the only way he can inherit the crown in a week. A king can't own real estate outside of the country, so he's got to get rid of it, even though it was owned by his beloved uncle, and it has a lot of great memories for him. But Emily's there to help him out, and they go through some cute times together, not only in the snow, but also just kind of figuring out the chalet. Emily encourages him not to just work or get the chalet ready. She wants him to have some winter fun. So they cook together, they do fun things like play hockey in the snow, they go shopping, they eat at a cafe. It's very fun and cozy and wintry, and I loved it. In the end, they're actually able to turn the chalet into an embassy so that he can have his coronation at the chalet. You think it's gonna go off. I mean, everybody's there, he's in his uniform, it looks very official. Emily believes that since he's having the coronation, there's no way that he can be there, so she decides to head back to the chalet and arrives in the middle of the coronation ceremony. Of course, at that point, she thinks he's going to become king. He surprises everyone, though, when he decides to follow his heart and not accept the crown. Such an incredible moment, and I love how they tied in the metaphor about how life could be like a sculpture and we just work on ourselves. It was really cool how they tied that through the whole movie. In the end, they talk and they're so happy that he's decided to follow his heart and he's going to stay there because that's where she is, and it is magical. They share a kiss and it's a beautiful ending. So did this movie meet our winter wishes? I would say wholeheartedly yes. I loved the aerial shots of the snowy mountains and the trees and the town. That chalet is gorgeous, as well as I love the scenes in the snow or holding the snowball. The field hockey was so cute, and I also loved all the scenes in front of that beautiful fireplace. The chalet itself was lovely too. You know how I love to talk about the rom and the rom-com? I actually felt like this movie was kind of short on actual romance. I mean, they definitely had a wonderful friendship, and I loved all of their scenes together, but I didn't see a lot of romance. I think this was a little bit more about him and his whole king thing. And you know how I love to talk about the com and the rom-com, the cringe or moan as I pretend. Let's first talk about the dress that she comes down in after she realizes she's going to be accepting company. Who packs like that when they are going to be working as a caretaker and also doing writing? I would be packing like sweatpants and yoga pants and maybe a potato sack, but I don't think that I would be going all out and wearing beautiful sweater skirt combos and dresses. Of course, it makes the movie more cute, but still, realistically, I don't think so. The scene where he accidentally drops her pen and then she has to go retrieve it from the floor and accidentally unplugs his computer in the middle of like a really important Zoom session. I thought that was a really funny scene, but how long does it take to get a pen off the floor? When Fritz burns her idea book in the fire, I mean, really, you thought that was scraps? How could you think that? Also, I was really hoping Miss Tillman, who was kind of a fuss budget most of the movie, I was really hoping that she was going to be nicer once she had had a spa day, but she walks out of that spa and gets right to work undermining him and trying to sell that chalet out from under him. At one point, there's a woman in a cute little bakery who tells Emily that Emily's book is her favorite book of the year, but considering it's probably January where this is set, that's not a very big compliment. My favorite book of the year, even though it's 1 week into the year. So let's talk about the rating. I really loved the acting. I thought Danica was top form. I don't know if I've ever enjoyed her acting so much. I've been a longtime Danica fan. I got my aunt a cameo of Danica, and Danica was so sweet, and all the money that she earned on her cameos, she was actually giving to charity, which I thought was so cool. But anyway, I thought Danica did a great job. And I also, as I said, I love Neal Bledsoe. He was so regal as soon as he put on that British accent. You totally buy that regal voice. He was perfect. I thought the metaphor about sculpting and how we're sculptures and that life is like a sculpture, and that if you chip away at it, you get to see, you're like a work of art, and you need to work on yourself as you go. The only thing that I would count off on this movie for is the fact that it is less about the romance and more about his life, which I get that, but I thought one of two things. One, it was going to be more about her and her writing, or two, it was going to be more of a romance between the two of them, but it was almost more of a movie about him sort of finding himself and figuring out his path and dealing with his family issues, with his dad and sister, and then getting over the death of his uncle and just realizing what he wants to do with his life. So I thought that was all admirable, but not exactly what I wanted in a rom-com. So I will give this 4 snowflakes. It was quite good. Well, that is going to do it for me. I'm really looking forward to reviewing Harmony of the Heart next month, February 12th on GAC Family. If you're looking for more content right now, I have the links to other GAC Family Royal movies that I reviewed last month, Royally Wrapped for Christmas and Jingle Bell Princess. If you're a Hallmark Channel fan like I am also, I also have a link to Where Your Heart Belongs, which I reviewed last week. And I've got one coming up very soon for The Wedding Veil Part 1, so that's going to be exciting. Well, I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, take care and stay warm and cozy. I'm sorry that I'm weeping. I'm not actually emotional, but it's so cold out here that it's making me tear up. Anyway,